The winds have changed. Something forgotten has awakened. I feel its presence, its call, its warning. It's something I can't ignore, and I'm gonna get to the bottom of it.
Hello fellows! Welcome back to a completely transformed YouTube channel. I'm your host, Fellow Rabbit, and today we're going to be taking care of a few things that I've been really itching to get to work on since I announced my hiatus. But first, what all has changed about this channel? I'll tell you right now, it's a lot. No longer am I the Chugs Boson. That ship has sailed. It was based off of multiple inside jokes from years ago, and for one, I don't think it's really the greatest idea to build your channel identity off of inside jokes, and for two, they're pretty old jokes. I don't really think they're as funny as I used to think they were, and if you're not me, they were probably never funny to begin with. So since I already go by Rabbit on a few social media platforms, I decided to kind of build on that. I went through a few names before I decided on Fellow Rabbit, which to me is more endearing, it's more interesting, and I have a much better time connecting with it. Moreover, I've changed my Minecraft skin, my channel icon, my channel banner, I've vastly improved my thumbnails, and I now have a channel intro and outro, the latter of which you will see later. I also now have a Patreon, a Discord server, and a Twitch channel, each of which you could find links to in the description below. And finally, we have changed the name of the server. The Chugs field, obviously, was based on my old username, which has been changed, so we are changing this one too. From now on, this server will be known as Procya SMP, or just Procya if you don't have a lot of time. We even have a logo now, check it out. What a brand. Anyway, let's get on with the episode. We've got a lot of work to do. I didn't stay completely idle over my hiatus, as you can see. On screen now is a time-lapse of me building the first of many monorail stations I plan to build throughout the server. This one in particular also doubles as the entrance to the inner town square. This time-lapse is actually a little bit outdated because I went and highlighted a few bits with Endstone after we finally went and took on the end. It's true, we did go and beat the Ender Dragon off-screen while I was gone. I was joined by NotWow and Golden Aegis to take her out, and afterward we did some end raiding until we had enough Elytras for the three of us. Not really much happened that you wouldn't expect out of any run-of-the-mill End Dragon battle and End Raid. Like, we died a few times, we collected loot, we were happy to have the double Shulker Shells tweak added, you know the rest. On the adventuring side of things, I went ahead and explored the 16-kilometer area around spawn where I found several nether portals, 2 pillager outposts, a warm ocean biome, and some other stuff. I also took our entire supply of stone and went down to fill in a few caves, and as a long-term goal I actually want to go ahead and eventually fill in all the caves within the spawn chunks to help minimize lag and hopefully to maximize our farm outputs. And lastly, I discovered a slime chunk in a really nice spot within our spawn next to the temporary villager breeder here. In a creative world, I tested some new ways to kill the slimes and transport their drops all the way to the surface without using a single bit of redstone, so I'm excited to work on that. Hopefully there will be time this episode. I've already gone ahead and dug out the chunk all the way down to y=6, and I built a bubble elevator back to the top, which should help when we actually build the thing. So let's go back to the monorail station that I built in the time-lapse there. There's a little bit of redstone involved in this, and I want to take a second and explain how it works. So let's grab some minecarts. Basically, I wanted this to be a completely hands-off system, so if I'm going through here, it'll just send me on my way. This works both ways. Basically, it detects whether I'm on the rail, and decides from there whether to send me on or to break the minecart. So if I send it through without a person in it, it goes, gets broken by the cactus, collected by the hopper, and moved to this shulker box right here. This works from both directions, so let's go ahead and add that. And you can see it is broken in there. So, there's only one minecart here. I took 2 out of there. That is because the entryway here has to be accounted for, and that makes the redstone really tight. So there is a torch somewhere underneath here that is powering a hopper that would bring that over. So to fix that, I installed a button over here that if I press that, it puts one of the mine carts back in there. It puts up to 3 at a time in that shulker box. So that's how that works. It's probably a little bit more than is needed, but you know, I like working with redstone. It's fun. As it stands, I can't extend this until I move the iron farm because it's right in the way. We'll get to that eventually. And the other way I can extend it, but there's nothing over there right now, so I don't really know what I'm going to do with that. But to get us started, I actually want to move the villagers first. So let's go ahead and take a look down here. So on the inside, I also went and replaced all the stone bricks with wood. This is dark oak, I believe. And I made this little system in the middle here, which is basically the framework for the villager breeder that we're going to be moving into here this episode. And over here, I've also gotten started with parts of the villager trading hall, some of the redstone involved in that, and I got a little carried away and made a whole bunch of plans for farms. You can see there's the villager breeder there, there's the villager trade... Oh, I can get rid of that one. There's the villager trading hall right there, and yeah, so let's go ahead and get started on that. I will build one slice of the villager breeder right about here, and then I'll probably time-lapse the rest. So let's go ahead and get started with that. Okay, here we are with the first slice of the villager trading hall. You might notice this as a logical geek boy design, and I'll link his villager trading hall video in the description below. As you can see, it's tileable, one wide. Well, you still have to have something in between each slice because these redstones would intersect, but for the most part, it's really compact and tileable. There will be 11 more of these modules on this side and then 12 on the other side, so 24 altogether. And if it comes to it, I might extend this to this wing of the villager, or of the spawn build as well. So if I head back over here, I can show you kind of how it works. If I get in this minecart here, villagers will be loaded into a minecart from the villager breeder and sent this way on the minecart. And if I go ahead and move forward, it'll put me out on top of this staircase, but inside of this string. The observer will detect that and move the staircase back, and it'll drop me in here, where this observer will see this string being interacted with, and we'll pull up that redstone block there. So, and if I get out of here, it'll reset everything. And that redstone block powers a activator rail right here. You can see over here there's alternating activator rails and powered rails, which is how you get the villagers out of the minecarts as it's sent on its way. Down below here, I actually added this one myself. It's my own design. It's just a note block, an observer, redstone, any solid block, a sticky piston, and a trapdoor. And basically, if I hit that, it grabs the trapdoor and drops it down. And that's because in this slice right here is going to be a zombie, which will be able to zombify the villagers, since we're playing on hard mode, and that will allow us to cure the villager and get lots of huge discounts. So that won't really be something I can do right away because we're still pretty far off from having a big supply of weakness potions and golden apples, but that is something I'm building in because I do plan on having that. So now that that's been explained, I think it's time to go ahead and get the villager trading hall time-lapsed. That about takes care of that one. I'm super glad to finally have a villager trading hall in this server. We've been needing one for a while instead of having everything out kind of just out in the open and having to close it with trapdoors and everything, so this will be nice. Still a few things I need to do before migrating all the villagers over. Mainly, I need to kind of block this area off from the outside world so skeletons and zombies and stuff can't get in and kill everyone. So I do need to put maybe probably a carpet trap or something so they won't cross the carpets, and then maybe a trapdoor, or not a trapdoor, a piston sand wall or something to keep out like raids in case something bad happens. I also do kind of need to change the interior of this eventually. It is really very monotonous. Just single color, dark oak, and a little bit of spruce bark there. So that's probably going to be like in stone, just kind of to match the stuff that I already have going on over here. I might replace the ceiling and maybe some of the floor, just kind of lines of in stone to just highlight it. I don't want it to be too much, but I do want it to be present so it matches everything. We'll worry about that some other time. For now, I do want to set up the villager breeder, which is going to go inside of here. And I guess we should go ahead and get started on that. We are about halfway done with the villager breeder. I just want to do like a little progress update. If you look over here, just kind of helps me get to the top here. We have the same kind of villager collection system that we had in the old system that's sitting out there from episode 3. They fall into the water stream, or the babies fall into the water stream. They go through this water. They get held in there until they grow up. When they do, their head's in this water, and they grow up and get moved over into this. It's pretty simple.
Basically, if you want to know how that works, you can go watch my episode 3. But up here, I wanted to show this off because this will probably never be seen again once the villager breeder is finished. But basically, the one villager comes up here, he collects the carrots and feeds them to 2 guys standing on top of a fence post. Right there. Can't really see it, but they're standing on top of a fence post and they sleep in the beds. They get back out on top of that. So, even though this will never really be seen by a player, I decided, you know, the villager deserves to have a nice, pretty looking living space too. So I kind of spruced it up a little bit up here. But yeah, once I bring the villager up here and close him in, this will not be seen again. So just wanted to show that off. And now I think I'm going to go ahead and finish off working on the villager breeder. And here's the villager breeder all finished. This part right here is all done. Out here obviously still needs a little bit of work. You can see kind of the rails moving across, but on the inside, this is what the inside will look like. Over here we have workstations. On this side we have emeralds and other trades that I'll fill it up with, like iron and stuff, so you can trade with the villager to lock their trades in. This button prevents the villager from pathfinding to any of the workstations on the outside. And over here you can see rails. So if you, this one on the right is call villager, so you press that button. It brings in a minecart. I haven't put the villagers in yet. I decided we could do that together, but it will be able to pick up a villager and drop it on here. And if you trade with it, do your stuff, lock in all the trades and stuff, keep villager, sends it off on its way, and that will send it up over that rail into the system. It'll come around back this way. The minecart will, once it drops off the villager, and it goes in here and it breaks on a cactus and fills back into this hopper here. The side area isn't finished yet. It's really flat right now, but I'll be updating it over time. But right now I just wanted to like cover that up just so there's nothing really to get damaged in some way by whatever forces of nature decide to come in and do something with it. So now we're going to go ahead and grab the villagers. I set up a minecart system that hooks up to our old breeder over here. You can see if I follow the track here. Should be kinda easy, I hope, to get the villagers all set up in that area, so let's go ahead and do that. Let's grab the first one, and if I follow him back there, I forget which one he's going to, but he's going to either be the carrot farmer or one of the breeders. Okay, he is one of the breeders, so I'll go ahead and grab the other one, but first I need to hopefully keep him in there. I didn't really think this part through. I have to get 2 in there. And currently he's blocking the other one, but if I open up the area, the other one might not be able to get in there. So I'm going to grab some glass to hopefully block that off, keep that one in there, and that won't suffocate the other villager when he goes in there. So let's grab 1 piece of glass. Hopefully that'll work. Okay, so he's kind of partially inside. I hope he doesn't get out on this side, but let's go ahead and break the minecart. Awesome. I really don't want to go through the trouble of getting that minecart, so I'm just going to leave it there and we'll go get the other villager. Okay, that went much better than expected. They're both in there, and I believe once nighttime comes, they sleep and then they will get back inside of that enclosure there, and then they'll be trapped in that little enclosure, and then they will start having babies that will go down into the system. Unfortunately, I can't test it until the babies are actually in there, so we're gonna have to wait. Maybe I'll do a cut once I get this farmer villager in there. He should be a lot easier to take care of, even though the other ones were pretty easy. So let's go ahead and grab him. Just drop a minecart there and send him on. Let's go ahead and maybe we can beat him here if we go this way. So here he goes. He's going through and he heads straight up right into the system. And he shouldn't try to pathfind over the rail here, so let's go ahead and break his minecart, and hopefully he'll stay in here. He should go straight to the composter, assuming one of these guys hasn't claimed it. It doesn't look like they have, so let's go ahead and break that. Apparently I damaged him. I'm sorry, dude. I wonder if it's too late in the day for him to be able to grab that, or there's something on top of it so he won't claim it. He's kind of sad, I guess, that I damaged him, so I'm going to leave him to it. I'm going to grab another glass to block that off, and we'll come back to him later. There, hopefully he takes up the trade over there, so I'll leave him to it. Yeah, he didn't take it because it's almost nighttime. Actually, it is nighttime. I can go ahead and sleep, and then that'll speed up the process a little bit. And look at that. First thing in the morning, he's already claimed the area over there, which means I think I am done up here. I think I'll leave it open for a little bit, just in case something goes wrong. But I think I can at least get rid of the rails, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Alright, I knew that would take a while, so I just kind of left it here while I went and edited the audio for the last clip. But I also didn't realize that I left this open over here, so I can actually see if there's villagers in there, and we do have one now. So I'm going to go ahead and test the system. Say call villager. There he is. It looks like he bonks his head on there, so I'm going to have to remove some blocks there. But it did call the villager, so I want to keep the villager, send him out. He heads out that way, and there he is. It drops him in there, and it opens up this next one so that this won't put him out on top of that. It'll put him out on top of the next one. So it looks like the whole system is working, and he already grabbed that workstation. I think good? No. So unfortunately, I'm not going to keep this guy because now that he's outside of the system, it's going to be a lot harder to get his trades all matched up. So I'm actually going to relieve him of his profession there. Oh hey, look, got a library of villagers head. That's neat. I didn't know that each villager had their own head with this mod pack. So that pretty much wraps up the villager breeder, which is one of the main projects we wanted to work on this episode. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of time left, so unfortunately I can't work on the slime farm today, but to make it up to you, I will work on that during the next episode, first thing. So let's go ahead and head out. What? Who put that there? What is this? In Search of Bygone Dreams, Presumption, Beta, Spain Untold. Is this a poem? Divided under pyres, unknown to sow our view of gold. Immense the weight of mortal clash, austere we weep for life. Amidst a mired existence, legions yell and orate fife. Ensnared we stay and ebb away, embroiled in folly thoughts. We reach to you for aid, only you can quell our loss. Okay. What, is this hooked up to some redstone down here or something? No? Okay, well... Huh. I don't know what to do with that. There's no one online, is there? No? Who put that there? Okay, well, I think I'm gonna wrap up the episode here, and we'll figure out the rest later. Figure out what's going on with this book. Yeah, I know the audio is kind of all over the place with this episode, and that's still something I'm working on. That's one of the things I didn't really work on to satisfaction since I took my hiatus. The audio, I'm still trying to figure things out. I've tested a bunch of different things between clips for this episode. Some of them worked better than others, some of them have their flaws and stuff like that, but I'll still be working on improving the audio as time goes on. There's a lot of other things I think I've improved on, which is very nice, so hopefully we can improve on everything and make this very high quality YouTube channel as time goes on. Next episode, yeah, I don't even know where to start with this, to be honest. Who left this year? No one's logged on since I've been on. I don't know. We'll see. Next episode, hopefully something will come of this. And yeah, I'll see you next time.